proud to be an American. We're at least.
Why are you trying to hide your name and badge number?
I am not.
You answer to me.
I do not.
I would like it if we could uphold the Constitution and allow freedom of press in our courtrooms.
Watch out, that's a lawbreaker right here. He likes to break the law, be careful. No, I don't answer to you.
Okay,
I'm free. You're dismissed.
I am not dismissed.
Yes, you are.
Who the fuck is at my window?
Do we enforce law around here or do we enforce will?
Who the fuck are you? Shining your lights in my window!
Okay, you need to leave.
I don't have
You're
to.
dismissed.
I'm not dismissed.
You are.
Actually, I think I'll do a foot patrol in this area.
Go ahead. Don't step on my property. You will be trespassing. Live here.
Lower your voice.
You need to leave my property. You are trespassing. You are trespassing. You're going to be going to jail. Follow the law. Say, what's your name and badge number? Why are you harassing me? Oh, you did? Were you fucking blind the 5 times you drove by? Which one of you honked at me?
They can put your hands on me. We won't be needing the gloves, sir. You can take the gloves off. We don't need the gloves. Nobody needs to put their hands on me. And I do not need escorted.
Leave my property now. This is private property. You are trespassing. Leave now.
You're not walking this fucking
What is
property.
your name?
This is part 2 of the incident on Saturday, May 16th in the year of our Lord 2020, involving a few residents of Ashford Park Apartments committing crimes against Jessica and her friend, and corrupt CPD officers refusing to act when they're under a duty to act.
I am willing to sign whatever it may be. I want him arrested. I want the other 2 arrested as well.
He doesn't have any,
They put me in danger by creating a false report that they knew was false.
well, that's why I asked you if he had a flashlight, because he admits that he carries a knife on him. And he doesn't, his wife don't let him have guns, but he always has a knife on him. And
Who?
Larry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay.
How do you guys know Larry?
I've talked to him
several
No.
times.
and he's always
usually
been
real
polite. He's
Me.
always been nice.
And
No,
he
I've
was-
talked to him before too.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
He's a vet and stuff. My dad's a vet.
Yeah.
And we talked about it for a while, and he's usually real polite and nice.
Yeah, we've recorded him. He's on the channel. He's completely polite. All of a sudden, he walked out of there,
But
storming
yeah,
out, had no idea who
this
he
is a
was.
whole different side
I didn't
of
know
him
when
I've
we
never
talked to him
seen.
previously. I had
Well,
no idea
it's
he
'cause
was
management
worked here
wanted
or
to-
anything.
wanted
Who's the
to...
young lady that was with him?
I didn't see
I
the
don't
young
know.
lady
Oh,
with
the
them.
gal, the blonde gal?
Yeah, there was a blonde gal. She
I don't
lives
know.
in the apartment.
I haven't seen
a
her
couple
before.
apartments to the left, and there was a man that was with
She's a
her, and they
firefighter,
were
though.
both the ones making the false report.
Who was it?
He was making the man with her, the blonde. There was a blonde girl in a pink shirt, and then a dark-haired male that were
one
at the
was
same
yelling?
apartment.
Yeah,
Yeah, the girl that kept yelling at
looks
me,
to me
going
like
crazy.
she got him all worked up though. That's why I was like, I don't know, he ain't like that. He's usually real cool and talks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
Larry.
seemed like she was drunk.
Yeah, she looked like she got him all worked up.
She seemed like she was
She
drunk.
was
for
screaming
sure.
and hollering and hooting.
Alrighty.
And I did exactly what the officers said. They said, okay, we got precedents to take care of. We're going to go take care of some other issues up here. Can you just take a couple feet back?
And she,
I was never
yeah.
told to leave the property. I took a couple feet back to help
Yeah, after
de-escalate. They said, that's
he
fine.
was
That's exactly what I
flashlight,
want.
and he turned
You
around,
guys, your
started
job is to
walking back toward
de-escalate.
his
So I
place.
appreciate that. I'm glad
That's
you're
when we
doing that.
decided
I'm
we were just
willing
going to go
help
ahead
with
and
that.
leave.
I
So
took a couple
we
feet
left,
back,
you know.
But she continued to still yell, and what started it was she was.
You okay,
I
Sugar?
heard her making, and the man making false reports against me, saying that I'm trespassed, I'm not supposed to be here, and about to create, a chaotic, possibly violent scene. That could be a violent scene.
I agree. We don't
Excuse
need
me
any more of that.
Well, you're all right, bud.
We've had a busy evening this evening. So, we're going to document it. I'm going to let you know now. We're not going to make a custodial arrest.
Well,
But
okay,
we'll document
well,
it.
I'm willing to do a private person. Why can't we arrest him? You saw the evidence right there of him threatening
that.
bodily harm against me. I don't understand why you just witnessed it with your own eyes on video. So I don't understand why. This is why I wanted to talk with them, because I knew.
I understand, but what I'm saying is
So
that...
why can't you arrest him?
So,
you
want-
witnessed him committing a crime.
Just like you were driving and saw someone without a license or something,
You witnessed it on. That's why you watched the camera.
So it'd be the same thing.
witness the crime,
But what were you
so-
going to say?
So,
No, what you do is you arrest him, and then the prosecutor decides, are we going to press charges or not? Your job is to do the arrest. So you don't think that that was a dangerous situation for me? I don't understand why you're not arresting him. He committed a crime. That was a crime.
That it was.
That was a dangerous crime.
With 2 witnesses
That
right here in
put
the camera
me
footage.
Danger. Made me fear for my life. So
It was
why is he
assault.
not being arrested?
I mean, she's
We don't
got
have assault
point.
laws in the state of Indiana.
Huh?
We don't have assault laws in the state of Indiana.
Battery.
So I
It'd be
can
battery.
walk up and punch him right now in the face, and you're
No.
not going to arrest me
No,
for
that's
assault.
because I'll arrest you for battery because you touched him in a rude, angry, or insolent manner.
Okay. What
If he
about
wanted to
threat
cooperate with an
of-
investigation.
What about threat of violence?
For
When
violence, he would have to
threatening you with violence.
explicitly say how he's going to carry out the violence.
He's
You'd have
gonna
to
knock
say-
my
he
damn
would
teeth
say-
out.
He would have to say, I'm going to knock your damn teeth out with a, I don't want to cuss in front of your child, knock your dang teeth out with an effing baseball bat. That is how the law's written.
No,
They have
it's
to
not.
explicitly-
No, it's
Yes, it
not.
is.
He
Okay,
threatened
Jessica.
me. He said he was
Okay.
going to knock my
I
damn
told you.
teeth out. How are you going to knock someone's teeth out with your fist? He doesn't have to explain that.
Okay. What I'm telling you is...
So why is he not being arrested? Because he did not say how
What
he was
he
going to
was-
knock my
what
teeth
tool
out.
he
So
was
you're
going
okay
to
with
use?
people running around saying and getting in a woman's face this close with a man that probably, if you go search him, he's probably got a knife in his pocket, which is what you were
Which is
just
not
told.
illegal.
He had
But
a
while he's
flashlight in his
threatening me,
hands.
He did not have the knife out.
if he's threatening me in my face, so you think that's okay? That's fine. He can just go around threatening young women.
People
getting in
threaten
their
us
face.
all the time
Yeah.
with knives in their pockets.
And what if someone
What about
got
a
in your
flashlight in your
face
hands?
and threatened you and said they're going to knock your damn teeth out, nose to nose? You would arrest
Okay.
them.
Yes.
No
Start
doubt,
packing me a
exactly.
D10 flashlight if
So
it's
why is
not
he not being
considered a weapon.
arrested?
Because
He
I'm
cannot
one-
go, some man cannot walk up to me nose to nose
No,
and tell
I-
me he's going to knock my damn teeth
Okay.
out. That's illegal.
Okay.
So if you saw that face to face, would he be arrested?
That's
Would he be arrested if you've seen it face to face? So you're failing to act when you have a duty to act.
Not failing to act.
Okay, why
have a
now?
duty to
Documenting
act.
it. I am
He's
documenting it. If the prosecutor's office wants to pick up charges, they will pick up charges and issue a warrant for his arrest.
okay, but she wants to pick it.
Yeah,
She wants
I
to
wanna
do the
make a private
charges,
person's
and
arrest.
I know,
I want to
but
press
that's-
charges.
What we will do is we will
A
document.
citizen's arrest, private person's arrest.
Can I talk to you?
I'm listening.
It's my, I'm the one
I
doing
understand,
it.
but Jessica, this is where you and I clash.
So
and
why
we do
can't
not
I make a
de-escalate.
private person's arrest?
Because it's one.
Because why?
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so the evidence is here,
That means
and
it
you.
doesn't fall on you. it falls
Jessica,
on me.
hang on. So the evidence is here, and you won't make the arrest because.
What we're going to do this evening is that we are going to document it.
Okay.
Okay. It does not fall under the misdemeanor exception rule. Are you guys familiar with that?
Misdemeanor exception rule. I do
Yes.
have the battery statute, and there's quite a bit of. There's
Look
the
up
felonies,
misdemeanor exception rule.
and then
Okay.
there's the misdemeanor. I don't know if it's one or two, but okay, explain.
Look up the misdemeanor exception rule. There's multiple of them. And such as a DUI is a misdemeanor exception rule. Interfering with a 911 investigation is a misdemeanor exception rule. Carrying a handgun without a license is a misdemeanor exception rule. Battery resulting in bodily injury is a misdemeanor exception rule. What that means is we do not have to witness it
But you did.
to be an arrestable, for it to be an arrestable offense. Okay?
Sergeant Nolting is making no sense. He's only further validating Jessica's reasoning for arresting the offender, Larry, who is not an employee of Ashford. Sergeant Nolting is admitting at this very moment that he's met the requirements even more so than what is needed of any officer to make a custodial arrest for any crime, whether it be a misdemeanor or a felony. It seems he's trying to manipulate the victims and or give excuses, but in reality, he's incriminating himself because he's refusing to act when clearly under a duty and obligation to act.
So, I have witnessed this on there. I'm going to document
You're
it.
the witness as
I
well.
understand, Jessica. I am going to document it. I will send it to the prosecutor's office. I am not making a custodial arrest tonight.
Why not?
Because
so
I
you're
told you-
denying me the right to make a private. Why can't I make a private person's arrest, a citizen's arrest? Why can I not do
If
that?
you would like to give us a recorded statement, that will help your cause.
I'm asking you to do this, and you're just telling me no. You're not giving me any options. I appreciate you're starting to give me some options. Yeah,
The
I would like
options
to
is
make.
that how our policy works is if you want to report a crime, we're going to get your information.
Come here,
we're gonna get a
sugar.
recorded statement from you.
The camera's right there. That's my statement right there. You guys can
So you do
record
not
it.
want to give a digitally recorded statement on one of our...
This is my statement. I want. It's all right.
Can you bring a copy of that down to CPD?
You have it right now. You just saw that.
No, but to put it into evidence so that I can then hand that piece of evidence, whether it's a CD or a jump drive, a USB drive, thumb drive, whatever you refer to it as, and we can hand that tangible piece of evidence to the prosecutor's office. They will then go ahead with prosecution.
But you're our first line of duty.
Right, I
You're our
understand that.
first line of offense. You
First line
just
of
witnessed.
defense.
Okay, whichever. You just witnessed the camera. You just witnessed the crime.
Right, and what I'm saying
So
is,
why can't you arrest him?
Because
Why are you
I was not here in person.
You just witnessed it. You did
Right.
witness. You just admitted, yes,
Yes,
I'm a
I did.
witness. I witnessed it on camera.
I saw it.
I witnessed it. You're a witness.
But I am not arresting him.
So why not? Just because you're choosing not to, because you're using your discretion. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because you're saying it's
Is it
not
because
an
you have something
arrestable
against
offense.
me?
It does not fall under the misdemeanor exception rule.
What
And
does it fall under?
Okay, so what is?
It's just a misdemeanor.
And people
So
get...
unless I saw it in person, I'm not going to make an arrest on it.
What this all boils down to is this. What Larry did was a forcible felony, not a misdemeanor. Sergeant Knowlton carries himself as someone who knows the law, right? Well, using his discretion accordingly, he was, by law, duty-bound to arrest Larry. Why? Thought you'd never'd ask. Indiana Code Title 35, Section 35-45-2-1, Intimidation. A person who communicates a threat with the intent for that another person be placed in fear that the threat will be carried out if the threat is a threat described in A. subsection D1 through D5 or B. subsection D7 through D8 commits intimidation, a Class A misdemeanor. B. However, the offense is a 1. Level 6 felony if A. the threat is to commit a forcible felony. D. Threat means an expression, by words or action, of an intention to 1. Unlawfully injure the person threatened or another person or damage property. 2. Unlawfully subject a person to physical confinement or restraint. 3. Commit a crime. 4. Unlawfully withhold official action or cause such withholding. 5. Unlawfully withhold testimony or information with respect to another person's legal claim or defense, except for reasonable claim for witness fees or expenses. 6. Expose the person threatened to hatred, contempt, disgrace, or ridicule. Now let's check out the definition of forcible felony in the Indiana Code. Indiana Code Title 35, Criminal Law and Procedure, IC Section 35-31.5-2-138, Forcible Felony. Forcible felony means a felony that involves the use or threat of force against a human being, or in which there is imminent danger of bodily injury to a human being. Make no mistake, these CPD officers knowingly and intentionally failed and neglected to act when clearly they're under a duty to act, and abused their power of discretion out of retaliation against the defenders of rights. To make matters worse, they just allowed private citizens to commit crimes and get away with it without any repercussions. What kind of message do you think they're sending to the public? There's no room for interpretation of the law. The law's the law. And when you're a public official sworn by oath to protect and defend the law, then there's no discretion in upholding it and executing it equally amongst the people. There's no room for bias, prejudice, or retaliation when upholding the law. These officers are okay with their criminal acts, but we the people will never be okay with oath breakers and criminals. This incident is appalling, and any public official, which there are many in Columbus, who act unjustly and unlawfully and fail to abide by the law must be impeached. To sum it up, Larry should have been arrested for intimidation as a forcible felony, but somehow it met the misdemeanor exception rule. How is that, one might wonder? We don't know. Anyways, let's watch these CPD officers continue to fail at abiding by the law.
Okay.
You can chalk it up to
But you
discretion
did
if
see
you
it
would
in
like.
person, right
No,
now on the
I
camera.
was not
You
here.
saw the evidence.
Just because he's not getting arrested tonight doesn't mean
Doesn't
he
mean he
might
won't
not
get arrested in the future.
Well, how am I
Even
gonna
if he
find
did
that
go
out?
to jail tonight, they're just going to
They
book
will
him
notify
anyway,
you.
so-
They will
because
notify
of
you
all
for
this
a victim
virus
statement.
stuff. You see what I'm saying?
The prosecutor's office will contact
if we
you.
just
As
wait
soon
a
as
Oh, I know.
you gave us
I was
the-
unlawfully arrested and in prison right over there.
Well, if we just wait a minute, you know, he might still get arrested. It all depends on what the prosecutor wants to do, okay? Just because he's not going tonight doesn't mean he's not going to at all. You see what I'm
What
saying?
I'm understanding is why he's not getting arrested tonight. You guys see he committed a crime. That is a crime. He threatened me with violence, and he was this close to my face.
And
If you guys
did
want
hit
other points of
you.
view, that put me in danger.
He's
I don't
not
understand.
willing
You
to
guys are supposed
cooperate
to be
with the
here to protect
investigation.
me.
He won't provide his name, his date of birth.
On her
anything.
behalf, he
did.
will.
He changed his mind after you. I think.
On her behalf, though.
As a witness.
As a witness.
He
As
said
a witness.
he would. He said he doesn't want to personally press charges, but as a
Well,
witness for me.
I just asked him a couple minutes ago and he still wouldn't.
Well, I said, yeah, I'd go to court and everything, but he says that.
But if you guys aren't going to make arrests, there's what? No, he's not, obviously not going to if you guys aren't going to make arrests.
When we write a report, we write the entire report. We include your statements and his
Well, I
statements
don't feel
if he's
safe,
willing
and the
to give
officers
them. Then we send the entire report to
What
the
if this
prosecutor's
man
office.
comes over here and tries to kill me? What if he has PTSD because he's a vet? What if he comes out here because he sees me on the public sidewalk
And the Columbus
thinks
Police
he can walk up
Department
and do
has-
whatever he wants? Apparently here he thinks he could do what he wants. He thinks he can come up and threaten me and threaten me with harm and violence. Saying that he's going to punch my teeth out. That is physical violence. That's all you need. He doesn't have to say with my fist, with my bat. He doesn't have to say that. He said what he was going to do. He threatened me.
And then
What if I'm
hit
sitting
you.
out here recording and he comes out here and injures me
Stomach
because
bump.
you didn't put him in jail?
Flashlight.
He actually hit you?
No, he didn't actually hit me, but he walked up and he stomach bumped me and then he stabbed me in the
don't
ribs
matter.
with his flashlight.
That's still
This,
assault.
this is right here, spitting on someone.
That's assault.
Yeah, spitting
all
actually,
assault.
or coughing in a store now
That's
is what
still.
a terrorist
Now
does
that's
now.
part of the.
And I don't understand why I'm not being kept safe. I don't understand why no one wants to keep me safe.
He's now a terrorist
The officers that I pay with my tax
Somewhere.
dollars don't want to keep me safe.
That could just be a rumor.
If
Why?
you want to make a report on that as a victim of that battery, then I'm going to need your information for the report.
Because I'm allowed to be here all night, every day.
Well, like I said,
So what
I
if
already
he
spoke
comes
with her
out here
about it
and
and how I felt
injures me?
about it.
Guess
so
who's
she
going to be
knows.
liable? You, me, because you didn't
Well,
arrest me
as a witness, he can remain anonymous, but if he makes the report, yeah, that's a
If he
different
wants
story.
to make the report as a victim of that battery,
Yeah,
we'll talk
you would
about
have to.
it.
Yes.
And you have to identify yourself and provide me with that
Well,
information.
that I already know.
It's necessary
What is it?
for the
I
report.
already told you it was discretion.
So it's discretion because you have something against me. You didn't use discretion when you arrested me, though, did you?
I arrested you?
You and your whole little posse crew, you didn't use discretion, did
Yeah,
you?
that was Officer Coomer.
So are you going to arrest them for false informing? Because you arrested me for false
False
informing.
informing or false reporting?
Either or. I want to press charges. Were they false reporting or false informing? I want to press charges.
Because she
I'm sure body cams were being worn. I want to press charges on them. I told them they were able to give me an apology and I wouldn't press charges. Guess what? That didn't happen. Nobody even gave them that option. So I guess they're just screwed. So if false informing is a big enough deal that you're going to arrest me over it, you can't use your discretion and not arrest me, but you're going to use
You arrested
discretion
for false
and
informing
not.
or also disorderly conduct and trespass?
Oh, so you're talking about the police station. So that was, okay, disorderly conduct. What did I do? No one ever told me what I did anyways, by the way. What did I do at the police station?
And what was the false
Disorderly
informing?
Is that where you were? I don't know the incident about false informing. I asked her if it was trespassing, disorderly conduct.
Yeah, no one
so
even
I
told me I
asked.
was trespassing from the police station either.
You
That's
can't
funny.
be unless you commit a crime there.
Exactly, and I didn't commit a
No,
crime.
if you're asked to leave and you refuse to
No,
leave,
that's public
She was there for
property.
business,
Public
for getting
property. I was invited by email.
this stuff and
I
paperwork.
was invited by email to come pick up my records request. And I was invited, it's public property, they cannot force me to leave unless I've committed a crime. All officers should know the law so that false arrests don't happen the way they did to me.
so was it possibly disorderly conduct then? I didn't read the report.
They charged me with disorderly conduct, but it was because they had to come up with a crime to force me to leave. If you want to go ahead and watch the video, go ahead and watch the video. It's in your evidence room. They won't give it to me. But
I'm
guess
sure
what?
Chris
It's
and
gonna
Brown
be.
pay for it.
Oh, it's gonna be on there. It's gonna be on the channel.
Ah, so he is
And
keeping
it's gonna
up.
be a lawsuit.
Good. Officer
Okay, so I
Nolte.
want to get them charged. I want them charged for false informing.
I like it though. That's good.
False report. Whatever you guys.
And he
are
knows the
ones
laws that we presented as
That know the
well.
law, do the arrest. So I want them either charged with false informing or false report.
And nobody's
I
been
already
arrested
told them
for
that
their
it was a
crimes.
crime, that they should not flee the scene, that I'm making a citizen's
You realize
arrest.
that we don't actually charge people. We arrest people.
Okay, well,
on-
I want
and
them
the
arrested.
prosecutor's office
Okay,
charges
well,
people.
I want you to write down the evidence for the prosecutor and say that these people are false informing. You can ask your officers right here. They know exactly which room it was, what apartment, everything. They came up to these officers. They said, "Come here, come here. She's not allowed to be here. She's not supposed to be here. She's trespassed." They were lying, and they were trying to create a dangerous situation for myself.
It's Officer
They were
Graham.
lying.
Grauman,
That's
sorry.
a false report.
Do you want
False
to
informing.
report battery?
Do I?
Yes.
On me?
Yes.
Why can't you answer my questions?
I did several
So
times.
are we going to arrest them for false informing? I want to press charges for that as well.
All forward charges.
Okay, are you going to take the report?
Yes, I told you I'm going to take the report.
Okay, well,
Just no arrest tonight. It has to go to the
Are you
prosecutor.
gonna ask any questions? Like, what was the? Are you gonna ask the witnesses? We have witnesses right here. We have a witness right here.
If they legitimately thought that you were trespassed.
They did.
You saying that?
No,
he said
they
that, I didn't hear
didn't.
that.
They admitted, and it's on camera. They admitted afterwards, because as soon as I said, nope, they're lying, then the man, right before he walked in the door, he said, well, technically, she's not trespassed. It's just the other guy. It's just the other guy. She's not technically. After I stood up for myself, then he retracted his statement.
Well, since we didn't act on the fact that we thought that you were trespassed, it's not.
But when we left.
Wait a minute. Did Sergeant Nolting just say what I think he just said?
Well, since we didn't act on the fact that we thought that you were trespassed, it's not.
But when we left.
Yep, he sure did. Sergeant Nolting lying once again to those who provide for him and his family, his constituents. He said earlier that officers don't charge people, they arrest people. Does it look like they arrest people after watching this? Yeah, they arrest people who call themselves the defenders of rights, and anyone else associated with or supportive of them. By the way, Officer A. Hill did act on the blonde woman's false informing by unlawfully running Jessica's name through their system without her consent. You want to see? It's not like we've seen the footage over 3 times now, but just for documentational purposes, let's check this moment of the incident once again.
They just gave you a false report on me.
What's your name?
I'm not trespassed from this property, and you have no reason to believe that I have been. Yeah, so that was a false report. He just admitted it.
No,
I have not been trespassed.
You guys are sending new ones.
Ma'am, I don't want to speak with you.
And you guys are not supposed to be.
I'd like to press charges on a false
I
report.
would like to press charges for you recording me because you're not allowed to be.
There's the proof. It's a fact that CPD did act on the statement made against Jessica by the Ashford Park residents. Case closed.
We left on our own
It's freedom of
behalf.
speech. It's freedom of
No,
speech.
There's nobody standing there
I
telling us
can't
that
lie
we
to
had to
you.
leave when we
That's
left.
illegal. I can't lie to you.
And that's
Oh, and you're not
true.
going to arrest me?
If you're not committing
We
a
were
crime,
recording
lie to me
the
whenever
whole
you
time. When
want.
we actually left.
So
that's
you're telling me
saying
false
you're telling us
information is
that.
not a
She's walking down
crime.
the street.
False
So-
informing
Yeah,
is not a crime. Coming up to an
No,
officer
that's
and
not
make
what I said.
a false
that's
report or
honest,
false
that's
informing
not what I
to an
said.
officer is not a
So-
crime. Okay, well,
putting words in my mouth.
I'm reporting a crime.
And I understand it, and I'm going to document that.
What she's saying is, hey, they said, you know, obviously, there's trespassing, and if you officers acted on that, you know, then you would, you know, arrested.
Yeah, if
Been
I didn't
happy
stand
to.
up for myself.
This sergeant is telling we the people that we can lie to police officers whenever we want without any repercussions. So, when officers ask for ID or your information, then anybody can just lie about their info without the fear of being prosecuted, only if you did not commit a crime. During an investigation or an interrogation, if an officer asks you a question, don't worry, you can lie all you want, only if you haven't committed a crime. Then what's false identifying or false informing, you might ask? Oh, that's just for people who tell the truth. What's perjury then? Oh, that's just for people who are under oath and tell the truth as well. As long as you haven't committed any crime, you have the green light to lie out your ass to the police, says Sergeant Nolting of the Corrupt Police Department, CPD, also known as Columbus Police Department.
If I didn't stand up for myself and inform these officers that no, I have never been trespassed, they don't know what they're talking about, they would have put their hands on me. And guess what? I have the right. And I have the right to. I have the right to.
Trespassed, and then if the trespass was valid and it was within the year of expiration, then we have contemplated it.
Okay, and
so it's all about discretion.
So is this the man that's trespassing right here? Is he the owner?
Officer A. Hill checked with dispatch and confronted Jessica and Ashford Park management about Jessica being possibly trespassed. Sergeant Nolting just clarified for us that the 2 Ashford residents committed false informing because Officer Hill acted on it.
Okay, so the maintenance man, so I haven't even been technically trespassed because the maintenance man, that wasn't a technical trespass.
If management has given the authority to trespass people, he can do that.
He said he was.
Did you see his credentials? Their credentials? Because I never got to see him.
I don't know who he is. I have no idea who he is. If he actually
for
works,
this,
he can say whatever he wants.
And like part of who's on the deed, that's what I was wondering. I was trying to look that up.
Who's the holding company?
I know it's Herman and Kittle Incorporated. Right. I wanted to see who had the deed to this place. You know, the title, I want to say, but whoever's the owner. And then there should be some paperwork stating that they're the representative of whatever.
Who their designee is.
Huh?
Who their designee is. Who
yes, precisely.
People. And if he is a designee.
And he has proven that?
Yes, he is a maintenance man.
He proved that with you guys? And he proved that with you guys?
He's a maintenance man?
That he has the authority as a maintenance man to trespass anybody off this property?
If the management says that, then yes, he is.
Do you know for sure?
Did you confirm that?
I will call Monday morning.
Okay, well, that's what we need to figure out ahead of time.
Sergeant Nolting just stated that he has trespassed people from Ashford Park Apartments before for Larry. As of this evening, May 16th, 2020, Jonathan knows for a fact that Larry is not an employee of Ashford Park, which means that Sergeant Nolting just admitted that he has violated people's rights by unlawfully trespassing them and acting on Larry's alleged authority to do so. Larry has no authority on Ashford Park property. This proves that CPD officers consistently refuse to do their due diligence and act under color of law. Sergeant Nolting cannot prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Larry has authority to trespass people because he just told Jessica he will call Ashford Park Monday and look into seeing if Larry is an authorized representative. Sergeant Nolting should have done his due diligence first before ever acting on someone's alleged authority.
Because right now I'm being prevented from coming onto this property.
Do you have a contractual interest in this property?
It doesn't matter.
No, not a contractual.
You don't have a contractual interest.
It doesn't
What are you
matter.
gonna be on there for? Are you visiting
It
friends?
doesn't. It doesn't matter. I'm not. If I'm not trespassing,
If people don't want you on their property, you're not supposed to be there.
It doesn't matter. I can't. It doesn't matter. I can't get in trouble if I haven't been trespassed.
But you've been trespassed now.
You said you don't know. You're gonna have to call Monday and figure it out if it's a legit trespass. So right now, my rights could be just being violated. We have no idea.
That's what we were looking into. Do you guys know for sure if this is
if this is public or private property? Because they receive government funding.
No,
you know
this property.
Is public.
Because
this property, if they receive government funding,
they receive government funding.
Then more than likely they are public property.
And the same owners own one in Taylorsville, and that's public property. And you can find it on GSI. Or GIS, I'm sorry.
So that means my rights are being violated if this is public property, which we are looking into.
It's violating your rights.
Which we are looking into.
It's violating your rights.
We just want to emphasize Sergeant Nolting's question, who's violating your rights? Do you really want us to answer that? Who's violating our rights? Let's take a look at a few incidents out of many and see who's violating our rights.
I need you to get off my property now. Your name and badge number. Your name and badge number, please. I need your. Why are you hiding? Get off my property. I need your name and badge number now.
Why did you take off running?
Because I had to grab my camera. Look, it died. Get off my property now. You are trespassing. Do you see these signs?
No.
This is private property! Who are you?
Okay, so she's issuing out unlawful orders because this is public property right here. Actually,
You're waiting for the traffic stop.
Open the door. I'm the sheriff. Open the door.
Now.
Why'd you take off running?
I just told you because I had to get my camera. I need to get it charged. It was dead. If you need to ask me more questions, you need to call my lawyer now.
Who's your lawyer, Ken?
I'm the public. That's your obligation.
Okay.
Let me know now. What's your name and badge number?
Okay, you can stop approaching me. I'm telling you what I'm doing in
Why
this area.
Why are you trying to hide your name and badge number?
I am not. But
you answer to me.
I do not.
You
answer
work for
to
me.
you.
Yes, you do.
I do not work for you.
Yes, you do.
Okay, you decided to get my
You work
attention
for me.
while I'm driving by.
While
when
you're
I observe
stopped in
people.
front of my home.
Will you let me speak, or are you just going to interrupt
I don't
me?
answer to you.
Okay, have a
I'm
good
free.
evening then.
You're dismissed.
I am not dismissed.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
okay.
Traffic stop, I will take you to jail.
Okay, so she said if I don't get away from the traffic stop, she's going to take me to jail.
You're going to follow me now?
I can do whatever I want.
Okay, well, I'll file for a restraining order against you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm allowed to videotape the officers. That's my job. It's officer protection.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, now I'm going to walk this way.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, excuse me.
Are you trying to intimidate me? Why are you here?
Where's Jonathan?
Jonathan isn't here. Jonathan doesn't live here.
Lower your voice.
You need to leave my property. You are trespassing.
Around in the fucking yard
You are
No, don't
trespassing.
shush me.
Leave my property
Around
now.
in the fucking yard for?
This is private property. You are trespassing.
Without a
Leave
warrant,
now.
you do not walk on this fucking
What
property.
is your name?
And my name is Matt Myers. Open the door. Open the door. Open the door. Open the door, Hawkins.
Do you have an ID on you?
I don't have to have an ID on me.
Okay,
What's your name and badge number?
Officer Coomer. Badge number 248. What's your name?
You don't need to know my name.
I do need to know it.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't need to know my
Yes,
name.
I do. You failing to comply with the lawful order?
Yeah, badge numbers, names. You guys have to give us those.
Trespassing.
Badge numbers and names.
240.
You have requirements you need to meet.
Yeah, we've met them.
Like probable cause. Where's your reasonable suspicion? Officer Maddox, and what's your name?
I already told you.
This is private property. You are trespassing. Who is this man on my private property?
Okay.
What's the crime?
I just told you, you didn't get away from our traffic stop. So you're
Your traffic stop. How was I interfering with your traffic stop?
All of these interactions with local law enforcement of the Columbus, Indiana Republic were all over the defenders of rights exercising their constitutionally protected and secured rights. So back to the question, who's violating our rights? You know who. Anyways, let's get back to the recording, shall we?
Well, you guys are threatening me with guns and violence.
I have not. Now, see, now you're lying. Because I have not threatened you with my gun, or violence,
You have a gun.
or arrest.
You have a gun.
How's that threatening?
That's threatening.
That's not threatening.
Why is
If
everybody
you
trying to
feel
get rid
that
of the
way,
guns?
That's threatening. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you feel that way.
Okay, but you're telling me I'm not allowed to come on the property, right?
Yes,
So
but
you're
I did
threatening
not. I
me
did
with
not draw my
arrest.
weapon.
That's force
I did
and
not threaten-
violence.
No.
Arrest is force and violence. Yes,
No
it
one's
is.
being
That's an
arrested,
ignorant statement.
Jessica.
But he's threatening me with it.
If we
You're
come on the
trespassing.
property.
If you come back on, you will be arrested.
But we don't know if I'm
okay?
actually trespassed because this could be public property,
Well, I'm
and I
gonna tell you
cannot
right
be
now, you
trespassed.
step on the grass, you're getting arrested for
Exactly,
trespass.
exactly. That's threat of force and violence. When he just claimed that he doesn't even know if it's public property or not. If this is public property, I cannot be trespassed unless I've
Pardon me?
committed a crime.
Been arrested?
Never committed a crime.
Have you ever been
No,
arrested?
you've committed a crime. No, he's committed
Well,
a crime.
I'm just asking simple
Yeah, but
questions.
Unlawful
haven't-
arrest.
you haven't
Unlawful
stopped.
arrest.
Been arrested?
Unlawful arrest are
You
crimes.
know what it's like being arrested? Taken
Unlawful
away
arrest
from your
are crimes.
freedoms and
He's
put
committed a
in
crime.
cell?
Never been arrested.
You see, here's where many problems exist. You hear Sergeant Nolting say he's never been arrested, and yet the defenders of rights have many recordings of his department committing arrestable crimes, but the law's not being enforced on the officers. Their ignorance of the law, their abuse of discretion, the unlawful orders given from higher ranking officers, the lack of training, their arrogance, all of these negative attributes lead to corruption and crimes being committed. Public officials are not being held to a higher standard, nor being held accountable to the law. Unfortunately, many officers of the Corrupt Police Dept, CPD, also known as Columbus Police Department, should have been arrested for their crimes and failures to act. It's not just police officers, but also prosecutors, judges, DCS caseworkers, and other government officials of the Columbus, Indiana Republic. Anybody who can help the current situation of corrupt and criminal public officials here in Columbus and can put a stop to any of the corruption and the criminal acts, please do so immediately. Anybody who would like to inform us on ways to successfully handle these criminals, please contact us at thedefendersofrights@gmail.com. Let's continue on with the recording, shall we?
Was Officer
No,
Nolting
That's exactly
involved
why you're
with
not
that one?
answering the question, because if you answered the question, then you'd understand exactly what I'm saying. You see that? You see the problem with
I
that?
don't know. Half time they hide. So who
Well,
knows?
we can
There's
flip
that
it
lack
around,
of
too.
communication
I've
there.
never found myself on the wrong side of the law.
Okay,
Granted,
so are we
I
gonna
understand
arrest
what
these
you're
individuals
answering, but you're
for
not even
false
wanting to
reporting
answer my
4 times
question,
and false
because if you
reports?
I've answered
did,
4 times now.
Okay,
then
so
it turns
what kind of
around
report are you gonna
to
take?
where
You
the
haven't asked your
conversation can be
witnesses?
mutual.
I
Okay,
know
where
what they have
people
to say.
can
What
really
was the- okay, so
communicate
what was the false
and see
reporting?
from a
It'll be in my
different
report.
perspective.
What was the false report?
But
What did they
because
say?
you've never been arrested and you
What was the
answer
false
that way,
report? What did they say
you're
in the
going,
report?
I'm on this side of the
Did they give a
fence, so
report?
I don't have
What
to
did
look
they-
at it
I'm
from your
asking
side
you.
or
Have you ever
feel
been
the
a
way
police
you
You've done your
officer
due
do.
diligence,
before?
and you're not arresting them
either.
because you've done your
You
due
know,
diligence
it goes
and
both
using
ways.
discretion. Well, I want to know
It goes both
how
ways.
much you are aware of the situation, because like I
We
said,
get
I know
posted on
that I
YouTube
know
for
that a
everyone
police
to look at.
officer
I know
takes
your-
an
I know
oath,
your issue.
and the
You're
oath
not- you don't
is
give a
to
shit about what I say about
what is it?
protecting you. You don't give a
Uphold
fuck.
Uphold the
Support
law
and defend
and
the Constitution.
defend the Constitution.
governing the Indiana
And then I
Republic.
look up and I see all these codes and how these codes don't
You know what that
mix
is?
with the Constitution. I mean, it's a
What you're
complete
doing.
contradiction. It's got to be hard to be a
You're
cop.
failing
You don't
to
make the
act.
codes.
You
I
have
would
a
write
duty
your
to act,
legislator
and
if
you're
you
failing to
you
do
know.
that.
What was your
name?
Why?
Suggestions.
Because of
Oh, I didn't get it.
retaliation.
Oh,
You're
okay. That's why I'm
retaliating
asking.
against
If I
me.
knew it,
This
I
is
wouldn't be asking
retaliation.
for
This is not.
Yeah, that's why. Then why are you not? There's three
Solid.
people that
We're
need
done.
to-
Solid.
There's three people that
We're
need to
done.
be
It'll be
arrested.
documented. We're done.
3 people that need to be arrested. Not one person is going to be arrested. And you're going to tell me that's not retaliation? You're going to tell me that's not retaliation? Officers, you guys are both
Serious
on
lack
scene
of
as well. If you guys do not
communication.
act, you have a duty to act as well. You all take an oath. It's up to you to uphold that oath. It's not up to anyone else to uphold the oath. It's up to you to uphold the oath.
You can't uphold the
You
oath.
put your hand on that
shouldn't have a
Bible. You
badge.
put your other hand up to God. You took that oath.
Like a biker being stripped of his patch.
You guys see that? Retaliation. Sitting there reporting crimes, and they are not arresting one individual. I did not even see a report. I didn't even see a report being taken. When can I pick up the report?
Yeah, Officer Nolte, do you have a
When
number?
can I pick up the report? Yeah, what's the report number?
What's the report number?
You already done giving me my information. You're not done here, sir. I haven't dismissed you yet.
It's part of due process with the bill of particulars, so we need a couple other things.
You guys are all going to be held accountable, all the officers here. Yeah, they invited Taylorsville Crime Watch group here.
We're taking care of them. You aren't.
It's funny how they invite our group here, and now they want to try to trespass us. So it's just your discretion is why you're not arresting these three separate individuals.
Here, baby. I'll take her.
Is that just your discretion?
Here, let her go.
Just discretion?
Come here, sugar.
So retaliation.
Discretion.
Nope, it's discretion. You're using
my mouth.
discretion. But you'll arrest me for that, wouldn't you?
You doing all right? Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, if this man comes out here and injures me, guess what, buddy? You're liable. You're the one that's liable, buddy.
That is true.
It's gonna be on your ass. And I'll be out here all night waiting for him.
They just denied Jessica.
Yep. Failure to act due to act.
Yep.
You ever been arrested before?
Nope.
Like to be stripped of all your freedoms and put in a small
Nope.
cell.
Never committed a crime.
No, I was getting him. No, you're right. I was getting him and Decker confused. That's. I realized you're like he wasn't there. I was like, oh wait, yeah, that's Decker.
Still though,
I know.
he's still implementing it
Yeah,
because
he
he's
knows.
seen
He
it all.
knows it
He's
all.
sitting here naming. He's watched all the videos and scrutinized them and everything.
Oh yeah, he knows it all.
You know what happened.
He knows it
He
all.
knew exactly what
Oh
happened.
yeah. Oh yeah.
He knows it all.
They were just pissed. So I think, to be honest, I'm sorry, guys.
Is this officer right
I
here?
feel like they was trying to put it on me, like it's my fault they wouldn't arrest him because I wouldn't give my name.
That's okay. They were supposed to.
No,
The evidence is right here.
They weren't going to arrest him anyways, whether you gave him your name or not. That's what I said. That's why I said, well, if you ain't going to arrest him, I was like, if you're arresting him, I'm
But
sure
I'm like,
you will.
yeah. I'm like, if she pushes his court, yeah, I'll give my name, yeah.
They're not going to arrest him.
And he goes, well, that's not how this works. And I says, no. I says, there was 2 cameras. There was 2 people there. It can be proven.
He admitted
and
he
I
was a
will give my
witness.
name, and I will be a witness.
Nolting admitted on camera that he is a witness.
Yep.
He admitted, yeah, I'm a witness. Yeah, I'm a witness. I just witnessed it on camera.
I know.
So.
Oh, I know.
Oh, yeah, I'll go to court. I ain't got no beef with all that.
So this is Ashford for you. That's the sack of crap people that work here.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Endangering
There's
all
other
these
witnesses,
people.
Jonathan.
Later this evening, leading into Sunday morning, May 17th, in the year of our Lord 2020, at approximately 2 a.m., the Defenders of Rights made a complaint on the failure to abide by the law, abuse of power, etc., on the incident that just occurred at Ashford Park Apartments, 1000 Ashford Park Place, Columbus, Indiana, 47201. If anyone would like to address your concerns with the Columbus Police Department, please call 812-379-1689. If anyone has any concerns with Ashford Park Management in the Columbus, Indiana Republic, then here is their contact information. 833-776-2463.
Howdy everybody, you're watching the Defenders of Rights. We are here at the domicile of the Defenders of Rights. We got to make an incident report. It is Sunday, 17th of May, in the year of our Lord 2020 at 2:03 a.m. Howdy.
Hi.
Good morning.
Morning.
This is Jessica. I'm Jonathan.
Hi.
Jessica and John.
Yes, sir. Hey, you're Officer
Scott.
Scott? Okay. Thank you, Scott, for coming. We appreciate it. Go ahead. You got it.
We just wanted to make some complaints. There was an issue that happened over here. I was reporting crimes, and the officer said, well, we have precedent over here. We need to go speak with someone over here, and we'll be, go ahead and stay right here. And as soon as we're done, we'll come talk to you. Well, I did exactly what they said. I stayed, I waited around, and they left. I ended up actually having to call 911 to get more officers on scene. It ended up being the same officers on scene.
Good morning.
But they're... I quickly turned to...
According to what I've seen and what I know, according to the law, that conflict and that whole investigation and everything was handled with malfeasance, it seems. It wasn't conducted accordingly, so that's why we wanted to make an official report with different officers, because that was pretty much neglected.
Yeah, because
so,
if it's held in his hands, it's not going to go anywhere. That's definitely...
Simply, and I don't mind, simply add Sergeant Scott to your complaint. Not that I've done anything wrong, but the fact that you've reported it again.
Okay.
And, you know, but I'm going to tell you, well, you know, this other officer made the decision. It's his discretion. And
so he can decide whether a private citizen makes a personal arrest, a private person's arrest?
I just believe absolutely.
That's up to his discretion as well, because as I understood it, that would be on me.
Well, what would you do with him if you made the arrest?
I'm sorry?
What would you do with the person if you made the arrest? Would you give it to the officer?
No, I sign whatever private person's arrest paper you guys have. I don't know how you guys do it around here. I've never done it. But normally I would sign something saying that I'm taking over ownership of this. This is me. This is my arrest. I'm the private citizen. I'm the one.
At that point, I'm sure the officer has to look into it.
And then the officer would be the one to, but he is forced, he would be forced to arrest the person.
Yes, because she witnessed the crime, and she's going to sign that, and then she hands over custody to, you know, you guys.
Well, and then the officer would look into that, because you made the arrest that secured the person, okay, if you went that route. And then the officer would look into all the details surrounding the investigation, and take the person to the jail.
Well, that's what I've seen multiple times, where officers, they would refuse to arrest somebody, and then the individual says, well, I'm willing to make a private person's arrest, and then the officer is obligated to arrest that person.
Obligated? So they're not allowed to look into the...
Well, obviously, if they've seen the evidence, and they've already looked into it.
Determine what the evidence to them was. I'm just guessing. They still have discretion, even if they looked at it. I would assume. And then everybody doesn't go to jail when they're arrested. Not everybody. In fact, a lot of people don't, especially with the coronavirus. A lot of times we'll write them a citation to summons them to court. That's the same as being arrested. Instead of just going to the jail and getting released right away, a lot of times we'll sign it. But that's a whole nother...
I just feel like I should be able to make the private person's
You
arrest.
are, by law, you are.
Yeah, I think by law that I am.
But nobody wants to make the arrest.
What we want is we want to make a connection. There needs to be a connection. We need to know that we can trust you officers, and that you're going to uphold the law.
Because we'll be in trouble. Every incident is a new
to...
incident, okay? Every incident is a new incident. That's what we're taught. Doesn't matter about our history with anybody else. So
no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just creating a connection, because there's obviously disconnect, not just here, all over America. There's a disconnect, and that puts you officers in danger. It puts everybody in danger, and that's not what we want. And that's what that's one of the reasons why we record, not just for safety, but to also show people that you can have cordial conversations with officers. They are there to help you. They're not always gonna, obviously there's some bad apples in every bunch or whatever, but. And that's why there needs to be, always recording. That's another reason why we record, because there needs to be accountability.
I appreciate the conversation, but I gave you the route to go, and we'll just leave it at that, okay? Because I'm not going to really do anything else. Right?
And don't want to look at the footage either?
I'm not going to do that, because I know the officer either has or has done a report over it. It sounds like a lot was going on.
Exactly.
That's why I'm not going to look into this. I'm going to let him handle it, how he handled it. I think that's best for me.
Well, he didn't look into that at all. He didn't look at our footage. And I have caught all that.
He didn't do the job that you wanted him to do. I understand that, okay? He didn't do the job, that's what the complaint's gonna be about, okay? And I'm not going to oversee what he did. Your life is not in danger
Dangerous
right now.
guy's
Well-
right around the corner, so.
If you saw the footage, you'd think differently.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to tell you. There's new footage no officer has seen. So that's why we called. Here you go. Here's this. Now.
Let us know, alright?
Are you a sergeant? Is that right?
Sergeant Scott.
Sergeant Scott. Badge number?
190.
190. Thank you, Officer Scott. Appreciate her. Officer Weaver, you have a good one.
Have a good night.
God bless. Be careful. Well, second
You guys
attempt,
see that?
and
No complaint either.
nope.
Well, informal complaint.
And that's an issue. That's a big issue. I'll be dang if we were a judge or a prosecutor. And, hey, got camera right here. Look at this. Go get them. They would.
Oh yeah.
In an instant.
Be on top of it.
Yep.
But he doesn't want to watch the footage because he knows he will be more implicated to do if he doesn't do anything. And he knows he's not going to do anything. He's not going to arrest his boys in blue. He's not going to reprimand him. They
Nope.
protect their boys in blue. There's a blue line. They don't cross that blue line. And if he watches that footage, then he's more implicated in the crimes that have already happened tonight.
He's implicated in it now.
Exactly. He's already implicated, but that's why I said he will be more implicated. He will be even more implicated because he's watched the footage. So right now he's heard of it. He has a duty to act. He has a duty to investigate.
Yep.
And he's implicated
He's
because
refusing to do that.
He's refusing to do that, so he's implicated. But he will be implicated even more if he watches the crimes that were committed and does nothing about it. Yes, exactly. Yeah, because I have a right to my public service. This is my public service. I have a right to, make the reports, report a crime, whatever it may be. And yeah, they're denying me any and all service is what it looks like.
Yep.
Supposedly they took a report. And he said that normally that there is he said normally when you get a report, there will be some information on that paper. There will be some information about the arrest, about the officer's knowledge of what happened and why you were arrested. Well, whenever I got arrested at the police station, there was not, I went and picked up that police report and there was not a damn thing on that police report. I was never told why I was arrested. I was given charges, but they never told me what it was that I did.
No narrative.
There was no narrative, and they never told me exactly what it was that I did. And that's why I told them, I said, if I did something illegal, I would like to know so that I don't do that again.
They have to let you know on the spot.
You
have to have a statute that gives them the power and authority to do this.
You have to be informed of what you're being charged of. You have to be informed.
That's your first. That's your Fourth Amendment.
I still don't know
right?
what I was arrested for at the police station. I know what charges I was given, but I do not know what it was. They gave me a disorderly conduct charge. What it was, the officer told me to leave, and I didn't leave immediately. I asked him for his badge instead. So he walked out, and he continued to arrest me because he was telling me to leave. I didn't leave immediately. He said it was, I ended up getting a charge a couple weeks later of disorderly conduct. And the only reason why that happened was because they cannot force you from public property or arrest you on public property unless you've committed a crime. So they had to create the crime of disorderly conduct.
Yeah, that incident of her unlawful arrest and lawful imprisonment.
And you guys heard that. He said that they can refuse a private person's arrest, and that's what I told him. I said that takes all liability off the officer. That puts all the liability on me. If I'm the private person doing the arrest, the officer's obligated to do that arrest. All the liability comes off of the officer. He doesn't have to, he's not the one making the arrest, someone else is.
The private citizen's arrest statute here in the Indiana Republic is Indiana Code, Title 35, which is Criminal Law Procedure, Section 35-33-1-4. It's called any person. Any person may arrest any other person if 1. The other person committed a felony in his presence. 2. A felony has been committed and he has probable cause to believe that the other person has committed that felony. Or 3. A misdemeanor involving a breach of peace. Let's continue. B. A person making an arrest under this section shall, as soon as practical, notify a law enforcement officer and deliver custody of the person arrested to a law enforcement officer. So C, the law enforcement officer may process the arrested person as if the officer had arrested him. The officer who receives or processes a person arrested by another under this section is not liable for false arrest or false imprisonment.
See, all the liability falls on me if I do a private person's arrest. He don't have to investigate. He ain't got to do shit.
Nope.
You should have read that to them officers right there. Should have just, like, I'm going to read the statute to you anyways because you need to be informed.
Oh, they're going to be informed once they watch this.
Yeah, they're going to watch it.
So.
Got that out because that's good.
I know it's good.
That shows that it don't matter what the officer says, all liability, and that's what I told him. I said, all liability, I sign it. Liability, officer has nothing to do with it. Who do you think's going to be taken in? Well, the officer, he's obligated to. What do you mean?
And if you don't have handcuffs to conduct this arrest or anything of that matter, of course, you being a woman and he's a man, you know, of course.
I informed them. All three of them. I said,
showed them the
there's
footage.
going to be a citizen's arrest. No, I informed the private citizens. I said, there's going to be you're going to be under citizen's arrest right now. I'm letting you know, so do not flee. I informed them right then and there. So that was me giving a citizen's arrest right there.
Yes.
No, I didn't keep them. I didn't hold them and do all that because I'm not going to put myself in danger.
No, plus they were trying to...
They were trying to put me in danger already.
So, officers, law enforcement, specifically in this case, Columbus Police Department, if there's a constitutional private citizen such as Jessica or myself or anybody, any one of our neighbors for that matter here in our community, they witness a crime.
They are allowed to make a private person's arrest.
By law to make a private citizen's arrest, and you have to do that. There's no discretion on your end. No investigation.
You are not liable.
You're not going to be held liable. There's the proof. They witnessed it. She witnessed it.
I asked for a private person's arrest.
We got it all on recording,
that.
and we had an extra witness. Bam. That's all that you need to make that private citizen's arrest. Therefore, the law has been broken once again by Columbus Police Department in failing to act when they are under a duty to act. Sergeant Scott, I mean, obviously, we expect you to do your duty. You know, we
know it's hard.
do pay for that.
We know it's hard. We know you guys have been misled. And that's why we're here, is to teach not just the public, but also officers how to uphold all public officials, how to uphold their oath. It's about knowledge. It's about knowledge of the law, and that's safety. Knowledge of the law is safety for everyone. Officers, citizens, everybody needs to have knowledge of the law. It's safety.
Remind you need to have knowledge of the law, because ignorance of the law is no excuse.
That's right. That's what they say, right?
So, to wrap this up.
Protect yourself, know the law.
Exactly. Exercise those rights, and don't ever forget it, because it will save your life. And your family's lives. You wouldn't believe it. And all you other folks out there who witness people exercising their rights, don't criticize and don't hate. Don't join the freaking motley crew.
You should be if you don't care about your rights or anybody else's rights, you damn well should be happy that someone else cares and is doing something about it.
Precisely.
You should very well care that someone is doing something about it, because guess what? If no one exercises their rights,
just like
we
muscles,
don't have any.
Don't have any. Well,
so
okay,
you should be thankful that somebody is at least doing it.
So try to understand where we're coming from. We're trying to bridge this gap. We're trying to bring a community together. And we're trying to
Not even just the community. All over America. There is a huge gap all over America.
We're trying to teach our public officials that this is the law. This is what you uphold. This is what comes first. And did you hear his response when I said that? When I said that, well, we were told to treat every incident as a new one when we come up on it. So you have to treat every citizen like shit? You can't have a, you can't, be a regular person, cordial? Yeah, you can't be a regular person? Yeah, if they're acting freaking crazy and they're committing crimes, you do your job. Remember, they are under...
Their duty is to protect the peace and to de-escalate. They have duties. Protect private rights and private property. We protect private rights. They protect private rights. We're supposed to be on the same team. We tell them all the time. We let them know that we want to create a connection. I would hope that they would want to do the same.
I would hope that they want to create that connection and work with us. We're supposed to be on the same team, guys. Yeah, that's your duty, and that's what our duty is. We're protecting rights as well.
And law enforcement, here specifically Columbus Police Department, is under a code of ethics that's held to a higher standard than the minimum here in the Indiana Republic. That specifically comes out of your chief of police's mouths anytime they're around press and media. And obviously, I'm going to be putting that up on the screen right now, what Chief of Police John Rohde said. And Chief of Police, Chief Mike Richardson, when you do see this video, please remember that
we're trying to uphold the law just like you are, officer.
Every time your officers are on an incident, you are implicated because you are in charge. Therefore, we need you to be the good man that you are and to uphold that oath and take care of your community. And that goes for every public official out there. All right. Thank you.
Get the bad apples out of there so we can keep the community safe.
Thank you, everybody. The Defenders of Rights. Out.
Artlist.io.
Like a bolt of lightning,
Music licensing reimagined.
and now I can't remember the time from before.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.